You have been feeling it in your bones, a heavy, aching pressure that no amount of sleep can cure. It is a weight that feels like lead in your chest, a strange, suffocating density that follows you from the moment you open your eyes until you close them at night. You are standing at a threshold, and the air around you has grown thin. If you are hearing these words right now, it is because the version of yourself that you have inhabited for years is no longer a fit for the spirit that is expanding within you. You are outgrowing your own skin. Listen closely. Have you noticed how quiet your world has become? The phones have stopped ringing. The invitations have dried up. People who used to be staples in your life have drifted away like ghosts in a fog. You might feel lonely. You might feel rejected. But I am here to tell you that this is not a loss. It is a shedding. You are being forced into a cocoon of divine silence because the old you cannot go where the new you is being summoned. You feel a strange detachment from things that used to matter. The hobbies, the conversations, the social circles, they all feel like clothes that are 3 sizes too small. When you try to engage with the world the way you used to, there is a physical, visceral reaction. Your stomach knots. Your head begins to throb. Your energy drains out of you within minutes of being around normal society. This is the frequency of the old version of you clashing with the high-voltage electricity of the chosen one that is currently being birthed. The symptoms are manifesting in your physical body because your cells are literally rewriting their code. You find yourself staring into the mirror, looking at your own eyes, and feeling like a stranger is looking back at you. You recognize the face, but the soul behind the gaze has changed. You are experiencing the great thinning. The veil between who you were and who you are becoming has become so transparent that the old world can no longer hold your interest. You might be experiencing sudden bursts of heat, a ringing in your ears that sounds like a distant choir or a high-pitched frequency, and an intense need to be alone. This isn't depression. This isn't a midlife crisis or a mental breakdown, though the Matrix would love for you to believe that. This is a spiritual metamorphosis. The old version of you, the one that was people-pleasing, the one that took the crumbs of affection, the one that stayed quiet to keep the peace, is dying. And death, even a spiritual one, is loud. It is painful. It is messy. You find yourself grieving for people who are still alive. You are mourning the you that used to find joy in the mundane. You remember a time when you could just fit in, when you could laugh at the shallow jokes and find comfort in the status quo. But that bridge has been burned behind you. There is no going back. The universe has deactivated your ability to settle for less. Every time you try to shrink yourself back down to fit into your old life, the walls close in tighter. You are being pushed into a corner by divine design. The headaches you feel are the expansion of your crown chakra. The fatigue you feel is the result of your spirit performing heavy labor in the unseen realms. You are shedding layers of generational trauma, years of societal programming, and lifetimes of suppressed power. You are in the middle of a holy transition. The old version of you was built for survival in the dark. The new version of you is being built to command the light. Pause for a moment. Breathe in the frequency of this truth. You aren't losing your mind. You are finding your soul. The isolation you feel is actually a private audience with the Creator. You are being scrubbed clean of every false identity you ever adopted to survive. The black sheep is finally shedding the wool to reveal the lion underneath. Why is this happening to you now? Why does the transition feel so violent, so final? You must understand that you are not merely changing your mind or your habits. You are undergoing a total molecular restructuring of your spiritual DNA. The reason you are leaving that old version of yourself behind is because you have completed a karmic cycle that has lasted for generations. You are the one who was chosen to break the chain. And to break a chain, you must first be strong enough to withstand the tension as it snaps. The spiritual cause of your current discomfort is a massive shift in your internal frequency. Imagine your soul as a radio receiver. For decades, you were tuned to the frequency of the world, the frequency of fear, lack, and survival. But the divine hand has reached down and turned the dial. You are now vibrating at a pitch that is incompatible with your current environment. This is why your old house feels haunted by the ghost of who you used to be. This is why your workplace feels like a prison. Your spirit is literally rejecting the reality you built when you were asleep. In the higher realms, there is a law of spiritual displacement. Two things cannot occupy the same space at the same time. For the new man or the new woman to manifest, the old structure must be demolished. This is what the scriptures refer to as putting new wine into old wineskins. If you were to receive the power, the influence, and the divine inheritance that is coming for you, while still inhabiting your old, wounded self, you would shatter. The old version of you was built on a foundation of not enough. It was built on the need for external validation. It was built on the fear of what they would think. The universe is currently stripping those false foundations away. You are being forced to stand on nothing so that you can realize you are supported by everything. This spiritual purging is intentional. You are being unplugged from the matrix. Think of a computer that is undergoing a massive software update. While the update is installing, the machine is useless for its normal tasks. It might overheat. It might shut down unexpectedly. This is exactly what is happening to your nervous system. You are being offline because the divine is installing the blueprints for your true mission. You have broken a divine rule of the mundane world. You have refused to remain stagnant. Most people spend their entire lives looping the same 12-month cycle until they die. But you, chosen one, have dared to spiral upward. As you ascend, the atmospheric pressure changes. The spiritual air is thinner up here. This is why you feel out of breath, why you feel heavy, and why you can no longer tolerate the dense energies of gossip, drama, and negativity. Those things are anchors, and you are a balloon that has just had its ties cut. The spirits that used to feed on your old self, the energy vampires, the narcissistic shadows that clung to your light, are now starving. They are confused because the you they knew how to manipulate no longer exists. They are reaching out for handles that are no longer there. You have become ungrabbable. By shifting your frequency, you have moved out of their line of sight. This is the spiritual invisibility phase. You are being hidden in the secret place of the Most High while your new armor is being forged. You are leaving the old self behind because that version of you was a masterpiece of survival, but it was never meant to be your final form. You were wearing a costume to endure the winter, but spring has arrived, and the fur coat is now a burden. The divine is telling you, let it go. Let the reputation go. Let the old stories of how you were victimized go. Let the need to explain yourself to people who are committed to misunderstanding you go. You are being called into a state of 0 point, a place of absolute potential where the past has no grip on your future. You are being reborn in real time, and the labor pains are simply the proof of your impending arrival. As you shed the old skin of your former self, something remarkable is happening in the atmosphere around you. The people who once felt entitled to your energy, the narcissists, the manipulators, and the agents of the Matrix, are starting to panic. Have you noticed the sudden, desperate attempts they've made to pull you back into the fray? Have you seen the subtle jabs, the unprovoked attacks, or the check-in texts that feel more like spiritual hooks than genuine concern? The enemy is reacting because they can sense that their power over you has evaporated. In the spirit realm, you used to have hooks in your energy field, wounds from your childhood, insecurities about your worth, and a desperate need to be understood. These hooks were handles that the people around you used to steer you. But as you leave that old version of yourself behind, you are becoming smooth. There is nothing left for them to grab onto. Your evolution is their greatest threat. When a chosen one begins to vibrate at a higher frequency, it acts as a spiritual mirror. Your presence alone is now exposing the darkness in everyone you encounter. This is why people are acting out of character around you. This is why co-workers are suddenly hostile, and family members are bringing up mistakes you made 10 years ago. They aren't reacting to you. They are reacting to the light that is burning away their disguises. They are terrified of the version of you that doesn't need them. They are scared of the version of you that has stopped asking for permission to exist. The Matrix reacts to your transformation the way an immune system reacts to a foreign body. It wants to neutralize you. It will try to gaslight you into believing that you are losing it, that you've become cold, or that you're acting superior. But do not be deceived. Their accusations are actually admissions of their own weakness. They call you cold because they can no longer use your warmth to fuel their own ego. They call you stuck up because you have finally set boundaries that they cannot penetrate. They are watching the door to your life close, and they are banging on it because they know the old you was their greatest source of supply. There is a specific kind of fear that strikes a narcissist when they realize a chosen one has truly moved on. It is a primal, spiritual terror. They realize that they are losing their access to a divine source. They didn't love you. They loved the light that flowed through you. Now that you are taking that light and moving it into a higher dimension, they are left in the dark. This is why the smear campaigns start. This is why they try to ruin your reputation. They are trying to kill the new you before it can fully manifest, because the new you is the one destined to defeat them. But here is the truth they don't want you to know. You have already won. The very fact that they are attacking you is the confirmation that you have escaped their reach. You don't need to fight back. You don't need to defend your character. You don't need to explain your why to people who are spiritually blind. In fact, your silence is your greatest weapon. Every time you refuse to react to their bait, you are reclaiming a piece of your soul that you once gave away for free. Watch them closely, but from a distance. Watch how they scramble to find a replacement for you, only to realize that your frequency is irreplaceable. Watch how the Matrix tries to throw distractions in your path. Sudden financial hiccups, old flames returning, or petty dramas, just to keep your eyes off the horizon. These are all signs of a dying regime. The enemy is throwing a tantrum because they know the version of you they could control is dead. And they have no idea how to handle the sovereign, empowered, and divinely protected being that has taken its place. You are no longer their prey. You are their judgment. What is the ultimate truth of this transition? Why must the old version of you be completely annihilated? It is because you are entering the phase of the divine blueprint. There is a cosmic architecture to your life that was drafted before you ever took your first breath. But that blueprint could not be executed as long as you were still identified with the wounds of your lineage. The truth is this: you are not just changing, you are being restored to your original, uncorrupted state. In the higher theological understanding of the Chosen One's journey, there is a period known as the void. It is the space between the no longer and the not yet. You are currently standing in that empty space. This is where the universe tests your faith in the unseen. You see, the old version of you operated on sight. You needed to see the path to walk it. But the new version of you must operate on vision. You are being taught to walk by frequency, not by appearance. The prophecy over your life states that you would be in the world, but not of it. For years, you were too much of it. You were entangled in the webs of generational curses, believing that your value was tied to your productivity, your bank account, or your ability to keep others happy. But the divine law of sovereignty has been invoked over your soul. You are being reminded that you are a fragment of the Creator having a human experience. This realization is the new version that is emerging. Think of the laws of the universe like a spiritual filter. The old you was dense, filled with the lead of trauma and the dust of the world. You couldn't pass through the narrow gate of the higher dimensions. You were too heavy. The shedding process, the loss of friends, the loss of identity, the physical pain, is a process of alchemy. The divine is heating up your life, turning the lead of your suffering into the gold of your purpose. You are being purified so that you can become a vessel for a power that the world cannot understand. God's plan for you is not a small, quiet life of getting by. That was the old version's plan. The old version just wanted to be safe. The old version just wanted to be liked. But the divine plan is for you to be a lighthouse. And a lighthouse is not built in a valley. It is built on a jagged, lonely cliff. It is built to withstand the storm so that it can guide others through theirs. This is why your path has been so much harder than those around you. You weren't being punished. You were being reinforced. You were being built to withstand the high-voltage current of the truth. The specific truth for your life right now is that you have graduated from the school of suffering. You have learned all you can from pain. You have mastered the art of survival. Now, the universe is moving you into the realm of creation. You are leaving the version of you that reacts to life, and you are becoming the version that commands it. You are moving from the passenger seat to the throne. But to sit on that throne, you must leave the rags of the peasant behind. You cannot carry your poor me stories into the kingdom. You cannot carry your I'm not worthy mantras into the light. The truth is that you are royalty that has been living in exile, and you are finally being called home. The new you is simply the original you. The one that existed before the world told you who you were supposed to be. This is the great return. You are returning to your power. You are returning to your peace. You are returning to the divine source that never left you, even when you were lost in the dark. Now that you understand the why and the how, it is time to ground this energy. We are moving from the realm of understanding into the realm of embodiment. To leave the old version of yourself behind, you must stop visiting its grave. You must stop replaying the memories of who you used to be and start feeding the fire of who you are becoming. The activation begins with a simple, radical act. Silence. The first practical step in your new life is to guard your energy like the holy treasure it is. From this moment forward, you no longer owe an explanation to those who do not possess the spiritual ears to hear you. If they ask why you've changed, let your results speak for you. If they demand your time, give them your absence. You must become comfortable with being the villain in the stories of people you refuse to let drain you. This is the hallmark of the new version. A sovereign soul that is no longer available for manipulation. To seal this transformation, I want you to take a deep, intentional breath. Feel the air filling your lungs, expanding your chest, and breaking the tension in your solar plexus. As you exhale, imagine a thick, gray smoke leaving your body. This is the old version of you. It is the version that begged for love. It is the version that felt small. It is the version that was afraid of its own shadow. Watch it drift away into the abyss. It has served its purpose. It kept you alive until you were ready to truly live. Now, it is gone. Let us seal this transition with a declaration of power. Speak these words in your heart or out loud, and feel the frequency shift in the room as you do. I am the chosen one. I officially resign from the roles I played for the benefit of others. I release the weight of my past and the expectations of the world. I reclaim every fragment of my soul that I left in the hands of the unworthy. I am not the person I was yesterday. I am a new creation, forged in divine fire and sustained by divine light. I am unstoppable. I am ungrabbable. I am aligned with my highest purpose, and I walk forward with the authority of the Creator behind me. It is done. It is sealed. It is so. You are now operating under a new jurisdiction. The laws of the Matrix no longer apply to your finances, your health, or your peace. You are under the protection of the Most High. As you move through your week, pay attention to the new ideas that drop into your mind. Pay attention to the new strength in your voice. You will find that you are no longer afraid to say no. You will find that you no longer care about the opinions of those who are still sleeping. If this message has resonated with the depths of your spirit, if you felt the heat of the truth as these words were spoken, then you are ready. I invite you to claim this activation in the comments below by typing, "I am new." Subscribing to this channel is not just a click. It is a commitment to your own ascension. It is a signal to the universe that you are ready for the deep dives, the hard truths, and the ultimate victory. Go forth today, not as a seeker, but as a master. The old you is dead, and the world is about to meet the power that was hidden beneath the surface all along. You have survived the shedding. Now, it is time to shine.